Hello, I wanted to introduce you to the Sodera and X240 Bluetooth protocol analyzers and examine the difference between these products. A little bit about the TeledyneLecroy, previously known as Frontline Bluetooth Chronology, their hardware. We started off in 1999 and up until 2014 we had the FTS for BT, BPA 500, BPA 600, BPA low energy. So all of these hardware products used Bluetooth modules inside, Bluetooth radios. Then in 2015, we developed the Sodera software-defined radio solution, which looks at the complete 2.4 gigahertz spectrum all at the same time. And the X240 continued on with that software-defined radio solution, and we support on the X240 classic Bluetooth, low energy, Zigbee, Wi-Fi. So let's have a look at the differences between Sodera and X240. Bluetooth evolution, you may be familiar with the Bluetooth classic part of the specification and the Bluetooth low energy. Both are different parts of the specification. They don't communicate with one another, but it makes a difference on whether you're working on low energy or classic, what hardware you will configure. Bluetooth mesh is another new specification that really sits on top of the Bluetooth classic low energy specification. So we have tools to cover the complete test solutions. We have the TLF3000, which is a physical layer production line tester for the RF level, RF physical layer tester. The Harmony is a compliance tester for link layer and HCI compliance testing. And for the protocol stack, which we're focused on today, we're going to look at the differences between the X240 and the Sodera software-defined radio solutions. First of all, Sodera, we have 6 different configurations for the Sodera hardware. These are the features or the capabilities that are supported with the Sodera hardware. Then you can have a base model version or an advanced model version. Within these two models, the base and advanced, you can have a low energy only version. You can have a BR EDR classic version only, or dual mode, which is low energy and BR EDR capability together. And the same goes for the advanced model. The main difference between base model and advanced model are these features below here. So on the advanced model, be it low energy, classic, or dual mode, which you've selected, you can have a Wi-Fi coexistence, so you cannot do Wi-Fi coexistence measurement on the base model, but it is supported with the advanced model. You do need to have an additional Wi-Fi analyzer to do that capability. Spectrum analysis feature is supported on advanced, not on base. Logic analyzer feature similarly supported on advanced, but not on the base unit. Excursion mode feature is supported on advanced, but not on the base unit, and the HCI host control interface capability is only supported on the advanced. I'm not going to go into those features. I do cover those features in another video. I mentioned that you do need to have a Wi-Fi analyzer if you want to have the coexistence feature on the Sodera advanced configuration. The Sodera will capture the Bluetooth packets, the 802.11 analyzer will capture the Wi-Fi packets, and then we can show both on the same GUI on the same display if you have the licenses for that. Let's move to the X240. It's also a software-defined radio solution. It has the capability of capturing low energy, classic BR EDR, Wi-Fi, and Zigbee. So these are licenses. You can have all 4 licenses on the X240, but you can only output one of the technologies at any one time. So that's another major difference between X240 and Sodera. Sodera, for example, can capture and analyze both low energy and BR EDR together. In order to do that with the X240, you do need to have 2 X240s, one license outputting low energy and the other license outputting BR EDR classic. So that's one of the differences. Depending on your use case, some people want to have low energy only, some people need only the classic only, but some users from time to time would like to see both together, classic and low energy. It's not always the case. You could have two licenses on the X240 and only use one at a time, which is the strongest use case for classic and low energy. The licensing options, so you get your X240 hardware, then you decide which license you need or want, bearing in mind you can only use one at a time. That's okay. Then the optional features, you have the protocol expert system, you have the spectrum analyzer, the excursion mode feature, the host control interface, HCI, and the 8-channel pods, and the cross-sync cable for connecting the two boxes together, the two hardwares together. Select your license depending on what you're working on, and then select your features that you want to support. This is how we would have two boxes or two hardwares connected together. The X240 could be running low energy. This X240 could be outputting classic Bluetooth packets and feeding both into the same display using the cross-sync cable. So let's have a look at the chart here. You have Sodera base model, Sodera Advanced, and we have the X240. They all run or support the 5.2 specification, a simultaneous capture of wireless and wired traffic. Yes, we support all of those. We support mesh, Bluetooth 5, all of the physical layers at the same time. Yes, we can support that. Our competitors don't always support all of the PHYs at the same time. BR/EDR, again, yes, we support it across all of the hardware, but you do need to have a license to support the different technologies, either low energy or BR/EDR. On the Wi-Fi scene, we have for Sodera base, we don't support Wi-Fi coexistence, so none of that is supported on Sodera base model. On the Sodera Advanced, yes, you can have coexistence, but you do need to have the 802.11 hardware analyzer to capture the Wi-Fi packets and feed it into the one GUI. On the X240, we do have Wi-Fi module inside, which can capture Wi-Fi packets. You do need to have a license to support that, and you can output only Wi-Fi from that box at any one time. So if you wanted to look at coexistence, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, you would need to have two hardwares. For wired HCI capturing, the Sodera base model doesn't support serial HCI, doesn't support the HCI pods. It does support USB HCI. X240 does not support a USB HCI, which is not really a common host control interface. The X240 has 16 logic line channels. The Sodera Advanced only has 4. HCI SPI, HCI Cross-Sync, PSG solution. So we do support all of that on the X240. So it has greater capabilities for wired capture. They can all be used with the Harmony tester. And then for decoding and all of that, the Sodera base model doesn't support the spectrum analyzer feature, but you can upgrade any of these features from base to advanced at any time. Excursion mode, triggering, internal battery, that's not supported on the Sodera base unit. The USB-C power delivery, the X240 is the only one that will support power delivery. The X240 doesn't have an internal battery. The Sodera unit does have an internal battery, but that's not a problem for the X240 because you can use the power pack with a USB-C power delivery cable to power the X240, effectively using an external battery rather than an internal battery. If you have any questions, let me know. Basically, that's the difference between Sodera and X240. I think for a user who's only doing low energy, for example, the X240 is an excellent solution. For a customer who wants to do dual mode, Wi-Fi, all at the same time, then possibly the Sodera would be a better solution. But not all customers want to see all technologies at the same time.